Thank you, Johnny Million, for that raid. All right. We're getting ready to get started. It's coming real soon. All right.
I'm telling you straight. It's my way or the highway. So anybody wants to walk, do it now.
All right. Enough of that. All right, I was having too much fun. I can't get my fucking countdown to work, and it drives me crazy. And I feel like I'm boring the shit out of you guys while I'm setting up, and I've got the countdown thing going, and I'm like, and I'm sitting here dancing to the music anyways while I'm like, move that shit out of the way and try to do a show. And hello, Scotland, we love you. Now, so I just decided I'd throw in some dancing. That may be a regular thing. It gives you a reason to show up early. That's what I think. Welcome to the show. I'm Hal Sparks, aka the Democratic Machine, the establishment. Yeah, I am the deep state. Within reason. I may never hit bottom, but I'll scrape the shit out of the sides, and that's why I'm here, ladies and gentlemen. It is say if again. We'll get there. We're so gonna get there today. Believe me, we're on. Yeah, we're gonna have to have a special setup for Gene the Jesus Machine at some point. You know what I mean? I think he's gonna need to have his own tune. No, it's too slow. Let's see. Still too slow. I'll work on it. We'll figure out a loop for Gene the Jesus Machine. Yes, but I am indeed everything that the anti-establishment, left, right, whatever, center has warned you about. That's me. I can take it. Because apparently, what I'm now realizing is that the peripherals, the far right, the far left, will equally shit on whatever position I take and whatever ideas I espouse, however sensible they may be, and then eventually come around to adopting them. I mean, it'd be one thing if they were just like, fuck that guy, and they just kind of split. I still think they were stupid, but at least they have conviction. Speaking of conviction, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to this little fella. Look at this guy. Look at this fella. Now, that is a happy man. That is a guy who says, powder me up with some more dried orange peel, Mom. I'm about to go on the TV. Can I just say for the record, when I it's my mic. Okay. When you told Anna you wanted an apology. I don't want an apology. I just assume she's going to give me one eventually because she's a woman of character. Now, anyways, I guess that's the idea. So, yeah. Yes, Ken Buck's quitting Congress, and they're going to pitch out. He's not going to run next time. He probably has a reason to step down. We'll talk about that later. But this fellow right here, let's talk about him first. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this Trump dude. Can I just say that when I first saw, this is off of Forbes Breaking News, is an account by Forbes, allegedly the actual place, which is weird. Why does Forbes have I don't know. I think this is, I want to say it's a fake account, but it's supposedly the real Forbes. Anyways, he wants people to stand up against MAGA. I've been doing that all the time. I'm part of MAG. I don't know if you're familiar. He's MAGA. I'm MAG. Make America Actually Great. So we try to take everything that's good about it and make that even better to achieve greatness. It's MAG versus MAGA. And I'm your 44 MAG right here. I guess technically 46. I'm a 46 MAG. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, yeah, it's MAG versus MAGA. And he's Magoo. Make America Great over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah, I'm MAG. Make America Actually Great. So, anyways, when I saw this still image, let me take you through my day. So I spend a good part of my day looking at like real news and genuine reporting, and then we have some fun with this shit. And the way I, am aware of the details that I'm aware of is that I do my fucking homework, and then right about the time I'm setting up and I'm picking of the myriad of the fire hose of clips that come my way as a potential to do on the show, I have to say, this one, when I saw his face, I swear to God, my first response was, Trump is selling reverse mortgages. That was that. This looks like the face of a man, and the lighting and the makeup and honest to God, it's him, Jimmy Walker, and Tom Selleck, and they're all selling reverse mortgages. I never say a bad deal. It's a good deal. What better thing to get them to pay to stay at your house when they go? So yeah, he's got brand new chiclets. He's had his teeth replaced recently. For those of you who don't know, instead of brushing and flossing, he gets his veneers swapped out about every 18 months. So he got a new set of chiclets right before he went into court, which I think is a good idea. Thank you, Georgina. I will continue. The irony that you trust me because I do my homework, because I now do my homework. would give most of my teachers in high school a heart attack. He does what now? Yeah, he does all the reading, and he's ready for the test whenever it comes, and he's just, he even checks things against other fact-oriented outlets so that he can make sure that they're comparatively truthful. And all my teachers would go, oh God, it's body snatchers. Like, I swear to God, any of my teachers who saw me now, high school teachers anyways, they'd half expect me to go, because like, what the fuck have you done with Hal? Anyways, not because I was a smart student. I always got decent grades and passed because I could kill the test and did the reading. I just blew off homework and was a social. Never mind. You don't need to know this. We're retreading old stuff. We're beyond that point. But anyways, this is Trump putting out a series of videos, and Forbes has, I guess, corralled them for us. This is Trump claims that large numbers of terrorists have come into the U.S. through the open border. Now, I know what you're thinking. We've heard this shit before. Does he think there's another kind of person coming across the border? No, he does not. But here we go. Welcome to Hal Sparks Megaworldwide. Dear God, help us all.
With the millions and millions of people that crooked Joe Biden has allowed into the United States through his ridiculous open borders policy.
Okay, there is no open border policy. The only people you will hear telling you the border is wide open are Republicans, and their words are being translated into Spanish and Portuguese and all over South America. And people are going, oh, shit. Oh, if Ted Cruz says the border's open, he's from Texas. He must know.
Mostly young men and large numbers of terrorists. The United
Yeah, the worst thing is when you get an old terrorist. You know what I mean? Like, that guy, is he wearing a suicide vest? No, that's an orthopedic girdle. Oh, okay. It's so hard to tell the difference. You know, you can rig one of those things to explode.
United States is more vulnerable from inside terror attacks than at any time.
Inside terror attacks? Vulnerable? Okay, we're already having problems with consonants.
Policy. Mostly young men and large numbers of terrorists. The United States is more vulnerable from.
I think it's more large numbers of young men who are terrorists. He's blowing it off. I didn't write it.
From inside terror attacks than at any time in its history. Biden is allowing people from prisons and jails.
Is he?
He's allowing people from mental institutions and insane asylums.
Insane asylums. They don't want me to say it, but I'm saying it.
Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs. The institution that he was in was a mental institution. Yeah. Just saying. Just because does he think that the difference is that it's like it was cobblestone versus old gray cement? Prisoners. He's letting people in. He's letting used car salesmen. He's letting people that you couldn't trust. But that's why I'm trying to interest you in a reverse mortgage. This is what you need.
From mental institutions and insane asylums. Silence of the Lambs.
I did make a sketch for Sexy Liberal. I'm going to have to repost it, aren't I? Because all this Silence of the Lamb shit.
Hannibal Lecter, remember?
No, I really don't. No. Jamie Gum was the one that was actually out and about. He was the one that was most concerning or whatever. But
insane asylums.
Jesus Christ.
Silence of the Lambs. Hannibal Lecter, remember? Insane asylums. They're allowed to come into our country. We're like a dumping ground.
Well, I mean, look, say what you will about Hannibal Lecter, but he was kind of a classy guy. I mean, we're not talking about ranting, raving psychopaths. Dude was well-to-do. As a matter of fact, if of all the crazies in film history, the one most likely to be in Donald Trump's circle of friends is Hannibal Lecter. Just saying. It's like New York, high society, all that shit. Hold on. Oh, is he quiet? Hold on, I'll bring him up. Right? Honestly. Hannibal, what is in this amazing amuse-bouche? If I told you, you wouldn't even try it.
And he's allowing terrorists to come in at numbers never seen before.
That's okay. The the cannibal psychopath serial killers will eat them. Maybe they're all Dexters. Maybe we'll get lucky. They're all Spanish Dexters. Hello, my name is Dexter. I have a knife and a fork. Which one do you want to be on first?
He's got to be defeated in 2024. He's got to be defeated, or this country is never going to make it. Thank you very much. With a
That's it. That's the whole fucking thing. Back the fuck up. Honest to God, I was not watching this is 48 seconds long. I don't know why I thought this was leading up to something. We gotta do this. I gotta get elected. I'm going down. What a world. Oh.
We're like a dumping ground, and he's allowing terrorists to come in at numbers never seen before. He's got to be defeated in 2024. He's got to be defeated.
You do realize the terrorists and the serial killers wouldn't distinguish between Democrats and Republicans. There's no impetus for him to actually do that. So your idea that he's just like letting murderers into the country for what's the purpose? Do they have a taste for Republicans? Do you guys have more like fat on your ribs? What the fuck?
This country is never going to make it. Thank you very much. With a
This country's never going to make it. Thank you very much. All right, another one. This is awesome. So this is Forbes putting this together. I like the Biden face. It looks like he's in mid Mike Myers comedy. But the weird thing is that this is just plain stupid. Trump drops the hammer on Biden in angry video, blaming him for Israel-Hamas war. That's the thing. I gotta say, though, the just plain stupid part of this, it looks like Biden is reacting to how stupid Trump is. Like, Trump is saying shit, just plain, and Biden is going, he said, what the fuck, what now? Like, I'm just saying, I know what they were going for, but it just kind of created this separate effect. Also, round 2 of him looking like he's selling reversed mortgages to angry deaf people. Okay, here we go. You're watching House Parks Mega Worldwide, by the way. I am the establishment. I am the Democratic machine. I'm everything the political punditry class warned you about. Hello. Here we go. Let's give it a try.
As I successfully fight these political opponent lawsuits.
You literally are in the punishment phase of one because you were just flat out found guilty of fraud. And it's just how much money and how quickly your company is going to be dismantled is the only argument right now. The other ones, you're just fucked.
All created and started by crooked Joe Biden and his group of radical left thugs.
Well, you can't, if you say anything about Joe Biden, man, promises made, promises kept. This dude can get shit done. Here he's passed, here's the fucked up thing. He's going to throw your dumb ass in jail, and he still passed an infrastructure bill and got us out of Afghanistan and ended the COVID pandemic and got everybody vaccinated to the point where, like, even the low vaccination rates right now, nobody's really going to the hospital in the numbers that they were going anywhere near, so we're back to normal again. And he was doing all that shit, and he still managed to subversively create, hypnotize Merrick Garland into throwing the book at you even without talking to him. It's fascinating. It's fascinating. I get more impressed by Joe Biden every day.
I realize how insignificant they are compared to the horror of what is going on with Israel and the Middle East.
Yeah, the general area, ballpark. I'm glad you recognize that your pissant legal troubles of your own making are not as bad as babies being chopped to pieces and people being dragged to death, and the German tourist girl who was killed and paraded around, her dead body was paraded around by Hamas, and then they cut her fucking head off and left it in the road. I'm glad that compared to that, you at least are able to recognize that your problems ain't shit.
And the thousands of people who have so needlessly died in a war that should have never started, and the millions that could very easily follow, all due to the highly incompetent Biden administration and their policies of weakness and appeasement and of being just plain stupid.
Okay, so again, let's keep in mind, Trump ran on being against these quote unquote forever wars, never being part of this, getting America out of this. We're not the policemen of the world, any of that shit. Meanwhile, the idea that we weren't like thumbs deep in fucking Israel and stopping this before it happened, is somehow our fault. Also, all of this, if you time back Hamas's plan to go, fuck this, we're going to rope-a-dope Israel and we're going to attack, and we're going to keep doing it, because I'll show you a video in 1 second that is particularly fucked up from one of the Hamas guys. Let me see if I can do this real quick. In my particular thing, doopy-doo. Let's go to me, and this guy, where is it? Oop. Yeah, this dude. So this is, in case you don't know, this is Ghazi Hamad. He's one of the Hamas officials. He says, we will repeat the October 7 attack time and again until Israel is annihilated. We are the victims. Everything we do is justified. So the slaughter of the babies, the murdering and raping of the women, all that stuff, completely justified, because he feels like they should have more land and that the Jews need to be wiped out. Period. End of story. So the idea that somehow, and again, he's Hamas. This is not necessarily the Palestinian Authority or any of that shit. There's a very important distinction. But according to this motherfucker, this never stops. Not ever, never, period, anywhere. I'm talking about all the Palestinian lands. Does this mean the annihilation of Israel? Yes, it does. The existence of Israel is illegal. The existence of Israel is what causes all the pain, blood. It is Israel, not us. We are the victims of occupation, period. Therefore, nobody should blame us for the things we do. By the way, not true, because Palestinians, if they would recognize Jewish right to be in Israel and the old ancient name pre-Roman of the place, which is really what this boils down to, they could operate. Lots of Arabs interact with Jews in Israel all the fucking time. But Hamas is making sure they don't. So, yeah. Anyways, that dude. Just to clarify.
And then you have Ukraine, likewise, would have never started if I were...
Well, it would have lasted about 7 days and they would have won, because you would have made sure that we were practically out of NATO by the time it happened. You were trying to do that.
President would have never started. You wouldn't have inflation. You'd have a great...
By the way, this is what I would call his evidence of absence theory of his presidency. Anything bad that happens when I'm not there wouldn't have happened if I was there. And anything bad that did happen when I was there was somebody else's fucking fault. That's like, why didn't Joe Biden go, if the Obama administration had been able to go another 4 fucking years, we wouldn't have had the COVID epidemic in the United States. Would it be true? Not necessarily. It would certainly have been handled better. That's true. But they could just say it. I mean, that's why he's doing it. You could just make this up. This is that sort of messianic reflex that his followers like.
Economy. All of these things were preventable.
Yeah, you had to prevent COVID mostly to prevent a lot of the other stuff, but sure.
But now we have many hotspots all over the world. Something that just 3 years ago, nothing like this existed.
Yeah, we didn't have any hotspots. Nobody had any hotspots 3 years ago.
Business. We had no inflation, which is a killer in its own right. It's called a country destroyer.
Okay, look, we have like 3.4% inflation right now. 2 is ideal. China has deflation right now. They literally had 0% inflation. So they can't, after their imports went down, they can't afford to buy shit to make shit because they've got deflation going on. This fuckwad has no idea how any of this works. And he was president for 4 fucking years. Again, how much would you know as a human being, you, anybody in the chat, if you were president for 4 fucking years and you had access to all the intelligence, all that stuff that is available to the president of the United States, all the intel, and this motherfucker talks and acts like he was never in there, and it's like it's all a fucking mystery.
So let them keep suing me over bullshit.
Oh God, he's now angrily. Hold on, he's now angrily swearing in his own pissant videos on Rumble. All right. This is what makes me think there's no one in the room. They set this up and they went like, here's how, just make sure you're good and orange and then clip on the little microphone. And you know what? We'll use the shotgun. Just go in and we'll set it up. No, we'll just set it up any time of the day. Just go in and we got a stream deck for you. Just push the it's time button and then just go out and just say whatever, blather for about 20 minutes and we'll cut it into chunks. Just try to, when you're done with a thought, just say thank you very much and we'll know that's the out.
Election interference, because that's the only way they think they can win.
By the way, hold on. Back the fuck up. This prick spent all of 12 seconds on the deaths in Israel and I guess tacitly in Gaza as well, if he's like the Middle East, which is just like, because he doesn't know anywhere on the fucking map, even though he was down there fondling the Saudi globe. The dude spent like 10, 12 seconds on the actual conflict, what's actually happening right now, and then went back to like, they're trying to stop me from being the president, but it's not going to work, and we got to do this because...
Leading in the polls by massive numbers. And that's because our country has become disabled.
Oh, boy. Oh, dear. Okay, so Trump projects his own fear of his aging outward. And after his fuck up in Sioux Falls, Sioux City, sue me, baby. Yeah, he was in Sioux City, fucked up by saying Sioux Falls. After his fuck up about that, he's gotten nervous and he's looking really bagged out in these fucking things. But I guarantee that he wakes up in the middle of the night going, Sioux City, like right now, the last few fucking days. He's not even in court with Don Jr. today because, you know, Michael Cohen's more of a son to him than Don Jr. was, so he had to be in court for the other one. But also, like, I think he's just kind of fucking sweating it out that he'll say the wrong city.
We're a nation in decline. We are not going to let our country die.
I am an old man I have become disabled. I am an old man in decline. We're not going to let people know about it. That's my translation of what he said.
We will successfully fight it. We will make America great again, greater than ever before.
Make America great again, greater than ever before. Magatev? Magatev? Magatev. I like mag. I'm straight up mag.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cut. Okay, let me do another one. No, that was awful, but post it anyways. Okay, let me show you something else. So, let's see. Do I have this one in here? Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead. This one. You're watching House Park Mega Worldwide. Hello. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Round 3. This is a 43-second video of him just bitching about his lawsuits. And they just cut this from one of the other ones like he just does several runs at it and they just post them anyways. It's fucking great. But let me show you this real quick because the title of this one, Our Founding Fathers Are Looking Down at Biden with Scorn. Trump rails about lawsuits. Okay. Shit. That means Donald Trump thinks that he's being haunted by the ghosts of former presidents. They're floating around him like Ebenezer Scrooge in the middle of the night. You're a piece of aged cheese I should not have eaten before I went to bed, oh spirit. Right? So, shit. Here we go.
These highly political Biden lawsuits and
by the way, he's got a couple of phrases he wants to hit, so he keeps cranking these
indictments shouldn't be allowed to start until after the election is over. Who would ever think a thing like this would be allowed to start?
Well, why do you think you'd be able to stop it just by running for fucking office? I mean, I gotta say, there's so much to this, but I think the key phrase is, let's see if I can find it. No, it's gonna be on this one, isn't it? Yeah. Stop breaking the law, asshole! I think I think if there's a moral to this story, it's that.
Stop breaking the law, asshole!
So, oh boy. Here we go. All right. So,
We actually have one judge that wants the lawsuit to start the day before Super Tuesday. These are corrupt people.
you sure you don't want a teleprompter? You sure? Because we can sit, it's not a problem. We can sit down with you. We can make the type really fucking big. We can edit out your brain farts. Like all the times when you're like, it says, does it say defiled? I can't read it. See, it's yesterday's a very hard word for me. All that shit. We'll cut all that shit out.
Our founding fathers are looking down at Biden with scorn right now. They're looking down on Biden and this administration with disbelief.
Well, if they're looking down with scorn first, they obviously believe what's happening. Otherwise, they wouldn't scorn him. If it's disbelief, they're like, I can't even believe my long dead eyes. You know, they're probably looking down at Biden in disbelief because he's using a telephone a lot. And they're like, what the fuck is this devilish device? Saw him, he's texting with someone. My wooden teeth almost fell out.
We're going to make America great again. We're going to put America first. And we're going to have a great country. It's going to be called the United States of America. Thank you.
Well, that's, I mean, it's going to be called the United States of America. Finally, you know, I've been a couple hundred years and we were like, what the fuck do we call this joint? Holy shit. That's amazing. Talk about just like running out of words.
We're going to have a great country. It's going to be called the United States of America. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Why this whole time I've been calling it America or the United States. If we just put those together, god damn, he's a marketing genius. Oh, it's going to be called the United States of America. You fucking A, right? That's what we gonna call it. USA! USA for short. You know, obviously, we could call it, that stands for the United States of America. Hey, yeah! But you could say USA, or like he pointed out the other day, I didn't even notice this. Did you ever notice how if you put U next to an S, it makes US, but it also makes us? That's so funny. Sorry, I had a flashback to when I thought that up in 3rd grade. It fucking whatever. Jesus. Oh boy. Hey, you're watching Hal Sparks Megaworldwide. I am the Democratic machine. I am the establishment. That's right. I'm the whatever all the pundits fear. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with a banter for the opening of the show so people know what the fuck is going on. And I think I've got it nailed. I really do. It needs a little bit of refinement, but I refuse to use ChatGPT. God damn it. I'm gonna write it on my own. Yes, I do like the establishment being. Thank you. Look, John has become a member of the establishment. Come on, that's right. MAG, and I'm gonna get shirts just say MAG. Make America actually great. That's what we're trying to do. It's good. We're just trying to make it great. Great. Come on, man. It's great. Hal Sparks, man about town. All right. Thanks for pointing that out. I appreciate that. Thanks, David. So anyways, like, subscribe, thumbs up, support the show, patreon.com/Hal Sparks. Also, other things. Now, you can also become a member on YouTube or on Twitch. You can subscribe on there. And Facebook, you can become a supporting member of the thing there. Whatever. Anyways, it's the first of the month. What's going on with Anna? Nothing. She's just, I'm just dicking around with them. She's, apparently everybody thinks she's pivoting to the right when she's just kind of getting sensible about a couple of issues and just talking normally. And so that means everybody who follows TYT, who's like, you know, been on this, like drinking the purest Kool-Aid for fucking decade. It's like, if you don't use our jargon, fuck you. And so they all think she's turning into a right winger when she's just kind of going, I don't know. I think we probably do need cops in prisons for some people. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe we shouldn't have the Edmund Kempers of the world just walking around free with a sociologist next to them explaining to people why they're being sexually assaulted and murdered. Well, he's got problems. He had very difficult childhood. Right, you know what I mean? It's like, that's a sensible idea. It's not that hard. And then if you're going to, you know, if you want good cops, you're going to need to train them, all that kind of shit. Like stuff I say all the time that I occasionally get a little flick from people about, but most of the time we're just talking like fucking adults. And she started saying stuff like this, and all of a sudden she's fucking Ben Shapiro. So, and it's not about that. Like, I don't know where her journey ends up. None of my fucking business. Don't really care. But I will say this, that she was shitting on me. She and Chunk both have shit on me multiple times for this kind of stuff that she's now saying. Like, it's self-evident. The fuck out of here. You know, my favorite part was, I mean, we don't want to cover this, the whole Kyle Rittenhouse thing in Wisconsin, when she finally came around to like the sensible, middle of the road, normal assessment of the circumstance the way I was discussing it. She's finally come around to that. And yeah, again, I would prefer my apology to come in the form of a Hallmark card. You know, a written note. Just, my bad, Anna. That would be fine. I'll settle for that. I'm an easygoing guy. I don't bear grudges. Okay, I'm one of those guys. Yeah, I can cut shit loose. All right. Anyways, speaking of cutting shit loose, let's look over this. So these aren't available these videos are not available via let's see if I got this on here. This is only available on Donald Trump's Truth Social site itself. So I don't know what the audio quality is going to be like since he's quiet on there anyways. But this is to all my friends in Mississippi. He has no friends. You have a choice to make. Your great governor, Tate Reeves, is under attack. The radical left maniacs who are attacking him are also after him. Blah, blah, blah. Don't care. But here's this part of it.
All my friends in Mississippi, you have a choice to make. Your great governor, Tate Reeves, is under attack. The radical left maniacs who are attacking me are also after him. These bad people, and they are bad.
They're so bad. Doon, 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 doon.
Want to defeat Tate Reeves because he's a fighter.
Because
he's done a fantastic.
Maybe it's because he's a fighter and not a legislator. Maybe I'm going to go out on a limb and say maybe they need a governor, not a fighter. And the volume's really low on this one. I'm sorry. This is just their shit way of doing stuff. Let me see if I can bring this up a little bit. Yeah. Hold on.
Job on the border. He's tough on crime and he loves America. I mean,
his job is tough. The Mississippi border, you know, where the fucking ocean is.
Asking you to make time to vote. Go out and find that time. You got to
find that time, but only do it on the actual day, same day. If you vote beforehand, fuck you.
Vote for Governor Tate Reeves. He has been a fantastic governor, and he has my total and complete endorsement.
Just, it's fantastic. Live, police state, Maryland, new Dinesh.
I'm so excited for you to watch the movie.
Oh shit, they're having an actual premiere at Mar-a-Lago with the fucking RSBN. Look, it's Joey Pags. And, it's a live Rumble event. Look at that shit. Look, it's just it's like Whack Job Central. Oh, there's the rap asshole. Whatever is it, face tattoo. Trump's illegitimate kid and all that shit. And then they're getting near the end. Oh, Mike Flynn is there because there's, QAnon. And I don't know why. I guess my invitation was lost in the mail. Anyways, so this is the Oversight Committee. We'll get to him in a second. Hold on. Where was it? Yeah, here it is. Okay. The American Academy. In recent weeks, Americans have been horrified to see students and faculty at Harvard that it's time to offer something dramatically different. It's Trump University Part Duh. Here it comes. Trump University Part Duh. This is the...
In recent weeks, Americans have been horrified to see
Horrified.
students and faculty at Harvard and other once respected universities expressing support for the savages and jihadists who attacked Israel. We spend more money on higher education than any other country, and yet they're turning our students into communists and terrorists and sympathizers of.
Yeah, no, just for the record, you might say terrorist sympathizers, and I think that's what it actually said in the teleprompter, but terrorists and sympathizers, so far, not so much. Just please, by the way, don't use the same part of your brain where you deal with the seriousness of the issues, even on these campuses or in the Israel-Hamas conflict, or don't use the same part of your brain that deals with those real things to look at this asshole. He's just a fucking numbskull gadfly trying to build cred off of it. So don't give him the gift of cred.
Many, many different dimensions. We can't let this happen. It's
Yes, many dimensions. The third. I've heard about the fifth.
time to offer something
I played the fifth one. I played the fifth dimension, which I think was a great R&B group, honestly.
dramatically different. Under the plan I'm announcing today, we will take the billions and billions of dollars that we will collect by taxing, fining, and suing excessively large private university endowments, and we will then use.
What? Wait a minute. So the federal government is going to sue in education, private endowments, people leaving their money to colleges that they went to, universities they went to, and you're going to take that money and sue them for what?
That money to endow a new institution called.
So you're going to steal the endowments of alumni of Harvard and Yale and Princeton and fucking DeVry and what? And you're going to take that money and put it towards Trump University Park. Duh.
Called the American Academy.
The American Academy. What a great name. American Academy. It's great because everybody can say they're in the American Academy, or they'll just tell everybody I'm in AA and they'll know what that means.
Its mission will be to make a truly world-class education available to every American, free of charge, and
What a bunch of commie bullshit. Hold on. Wait. Stop. Okay. Oh boy. So let me get this right. You're going to use the power of the federal government to sue private universities and the people, the rich people that donate to those private entities. And then you're going to take that money that you steal from those people, I guess, using the Republican vernacular, and you're going to create a free university system for the American people that will cost a couple of $2 billion that anybody can go to? How much fucking money what the ass? What? First of all, let's just be communism. Fucking communism. The federal government suing. This is what the Chinese government is doing with private companies right now. Secondly, go for it, motherfucker. You want to give free university level education to the American people? Believe me and all my Democratic friends will sit back and crack our knuckles and wish you fucking luck, buddy. I got news for you. Your own party's gonna chew this shit up and poop it out like some sort of dinosaur-shaped chipper shredder. No. What the shit?
do it without adding a single dime to the federal debt.
All right, how are you going to pay for year 2, asshead? What are you going to do? Are you going to sue everybody in year 3? Year 4? What are you doing? How do you keep it going? What happens after the initial funding for the academy runs out? Does everybody all the teachers work for free? You commie bastard. What in the world? Yes, I completely agree. And I don't know why the bullshit isn't. It'll take a second. Sorry, bullshit. Delay. There we go. Thank you.
Here I am like an idiot.
He's gonna start a new Trump University paid for by suing private endowments For what? I have no idea. How the fuck is it? First of all, he's gonna lose those suits. I don't even know what the fuck that is. And then he's gonna have to pay their legal fees. And my guess is the lawyers that work for the endowments are gonna donate their fees to the endowment so it goes into the school to start. What the? Are you? This is fucking dumb. This is amazing.
This institution will gather an entire universe of the highest quality education.
An entire wait. Look, I expected an entire university, but an entire universe?
Charge and do it without adding a single dime to the federal debt. This institution will gather an entire universe of the highest quality educational content covering the full spectrum of human knowledge and skills.
Oh, okay, so he's going to basically build the new Library of Alexandria. Obviously, look, I don't want to let you down. I know I was getting my hopes up that he was going to build quality, old-timey, cobblestone, Gothic structures all over the country where you could go, universities, places where you could gather knowledge in the olden ways. It's going to be a website. Sorry. Just going to tell you, it's a gathering, a universe, a metaverse, if you will.
And make that material available to every American citizen
Yeah, it's called the internet, fuckhead.
Online for free. Whether you want lectures or ancient histories or
Ancient histories? The what?
skills, and make that material available to every American citizen online for free.
Yeah, like Pornhub. Although I gotta say, I'm guessing he's gonna have an upsell.
Whether you want lectures or ancient histories or
Yeah, I want ancient histories. I love learning about things I have no idea. I've never heard about that before. I've never heard of ancient histories before. They must be. Is that like native meets ancient? I don't know. But God damn it, now I want to know. Yeah, what I say online. What I fucking say.
an introduction to financial accounting.
An introduction to financial accounting. That's because his dumbass son doesn't know what GAAP means. I'm not kidding. That literally came up. That's just from his court case.
Available to every American citizen online for free. Whether you want lectures or ancient histories or
Okay.
or an introduction to financial accounting or training in a skilled trade, the goal will be to deliver it and get it done properly.
Yes, nothing says safety and financial security like learning how to weld from a website at home. Now, let me see here. Hold on. Now, let me get this right because this is going to be my vocation. So, I got the tank full of gas. Okay? I got the burner and I've got chunks of molten steel. Basically, I was driving home. I saw this car broke down on the side of the road, so I towed it home. I figured I could use a bunch of them parts for it. And all I got to do is turn this knob counterclockwise, counterclockwise. I got a digital clock. I don't know. Fuck it. Just turn it till it stops whizzing. There you go. And then I got to put down my visor, boom, like that. And then I just take this thing, kablam! That's going to be fun. Shit.
Using study groups, mentors, industry partnerships, and the
Study groups? Again, what kind of commie bullshit?
latest break.
You don't think I can bootstrap my own goddamn education? What do you mean study groups? I'm going to Zoom with a bunch of dumb motherfuckers?
Breakthrough in computing. This will be a true
Wait, back up.
and get it done properly. Or ancient histories or an introduction to financial accounting or training in a skilled trade, the goal will be to deliver it and get it done properly. Using study groups, mentors, industry partnerships, and the latest breakthrough in computing. This will be
The latest breakthrough in computing. Yes, it will include everything you need about ones and zeros in computing. Yeah. Agenda 47 is and this isn't even socialism. This is straight up communism. This is seizing other people's wealth and forcing that as your, I guess, in process, shutting down private universities in the process, right? and then putting everybody gets to go to online university.
Truly top-tier education option for the people. It will be strictly non-political, and there will be no wokeness or jihadism allowed.
Yes, because no wokeness or jihadism happens online. Secondly, how do you know? So there just won't be classes in jihadism. I guess I'm going to have to put it together myself. No wokeism or jihadism allowed. Nope. That's what about Ku Klux Klan? Are they good? Oh, yeah, they're fine. Are they woke or jihadi? Nope. Well, come on in. Thanks, man.
None of that's going to be allowed.
It's not gonna happen, boy.
Most importantly, the American Academy will compete directly with the existing and very costly four-year university system by granting students degree credentials that the U.S. government...
Degree credentials?
The Academy will compete directly with the existing and very costly four-year university system by granting students degree credentials...
Degree credentials, which is just, in case you don't know, that's a credential degree that they shove up your ass. Degree.
Most importantly, the American Academy will compete directly with the existing and very costly four-year university system by granting students degree credentials that the U.S. government and all federal contractors will henceforth recognize.
Henceforth, going forthwith this day, I do say that regardless of the quality of the American Academy, you will recognize the diplomas from this or fucking else. That's what that is. Again, I thought these, yes, right now. I thought didn't Republicans want less government? What the fuck?
The Academy will award the full and complete equivalent of a bachelor's degree, in addition to...
Which is basically, it's a degree you get with a single apartment and a hot plate and no pets.
Help the 40 million Americans...
Or if you study under Lindsey Graham, and I do mean under a confirmed bachelor degree.
Americans who have some college education but no degree, the American Academy will grant credit for past coursework at legacy institutions and give you the chance to complete your education at the American Academy for free.
What? First of all, there's already schools that do that. You can transfer your credits. Yeah, legacy institutions, like whatever. There are already schools. You could do that with like Arizona State or any of those. What is this? This sounds like Trump University Part 2, and they're gonna open a website. They're gonna launch this before he's gonna try and launch this in the spring and sell it to people, motherfucker. And then he goes, as soon as I get into office, all the diplomas from that are gonna be considered legitimate because it'll be law. I'm gonna write an executive order that says that education is good no matter what kind of assholes it turns out.
Much more quickly than is now possible or available. This will be a revolution in higher education and will provide...
We're going to sit you in a chair after you eat some goop, and we're going to stick a plug in the back of your head, and you're going to know Kung Fu. You're going to know how to operate a helicopter. You're going to, but if you die in the dream, you die in the real world. That's just the truth about it. There's nothing you can do about it. You're going to meet a hot chick with short hair, even though I don't think there's any such thing. Some people like that, not me, but what are you going to do? Who knows Kung Fu and can jump up in the air, looks great in a vinyl catsuit, And if you want, obviously, we don't have a program for cooking, but we can teach you how to drive a tank in about 2 seconds. He just invented to fry. His ass still chapped about Trump U being shut down. Yeah.
Life-changing opportunities for tens of millions of our citizens. Enjoy it, learn from it, and thank you.
What do you mean enjoy it? It doesn't exist. What the fuck are you talking about it? What are you talking about? It doesn't. Enjoy it. Have fun. It's right there. Just jump right in. Don't know why you're not doing it. Sign up today. Go to the website. There's no actual university yet, but you can sign up right away. We get your email, and then we can send you spam. And if you click through any of the links, we make money, and that's how it works. Okay, this is unbelievably fucked up. This is, first of all, Trump fans, maggots, I don't know how to tell you this, but the dude has gone straight communist. We've gone right past socialism. We're going full communism now. Because he's talking about suing private universities and their endowments out of existence, seizing their those assets and using them to pay for a federally run higher education system, a university system that everybody can use that's online, and nobody has to go anywhere. You can stay at home. You can homeschool yourself, and and yeah, and then he's guaranteeing the value of the education based on government fiat, not on the quality of the education itself. He's basically saying, I will assert that the education is good, whether it is or not. What the rat fuck is that? Maggots, explain this asshole. Like, this is, like, he very seldom surprises me, but good Lord. Wow. I'm reeling from that. Take it, enjoy it, sign up, go ahead, be there. Learn or don't learn. It's not my problem if you don't want to learn. Some people don't want to learn. Some people don't like their kids, like me. A university, no pronouns at all at this university. He, him, she, her, z's, her, they, them. Nobody cares. Everybody is referred to like Trump. Like Trump. Everybody's going to talk about Trump. You know, no one has a pronoun. Everybody's just referred to by their last name, unless there's two of you. Then you could be Junior, or you could be Trump number 2 or something like that. Like Eric. That's how I call him Trump number 2. He hates that. But oh man, everybody gets a number tattoo. I know. I'm fucking amazed, guys. That's impressive. That is just ass. And now, in case you think it comes out of nowhere, and it kind of does, but well, let me see if I can find this. It's actually related to something else he said. Yeah, he just did a video, and I don't know if I can find it. It's about how, like, he's going to champion homeschooling. And okay, okay, this is newer though. Yeah. No welfare of the American Academy. We're gonna do this in here. It's gonna be fantastic. I'm your champion. I'm gonna scroll through this, see if I can find it. It's fucking so ridiculous. The problem with his stupid site is that they don't allow you to just kind of pick out by a video unless there's a way to do it that I don't know. Oh, and I do want to show you something else. Trump, let's see if I can find it. Yeah, okay. So one of the things Trump did, let's see if I can show you this. This will have to go through the bigger page. So this is on Truth Social. Let me show you this. So Trump went in, he had somebody posted this. Now, again, let's be abundantly clear. This is not, I went through this thing already, but let's be abundantly clear. Trump didn't put this thing together himself. This is debunking the media's claim that all of Trump's 2020 election challenges were, quote, baseless. Now, they were. And there's some really fun trickery that whoever the fuck this, like the guy that puts this together, Trump just reposts it. And he's like, aha! Like, and so this is a list of all his lawsuits. What? Donald John Trump is a philo-Semite. Is like a pedo-Semite? Is that what he said? Like, yeah, he's a philo-Semite. He loves Jews. He's a Hebrew-philiac. Is that what we're doing? Okay. Anyways, let me show you what this is. So, in this gathering of this, they had this thing debunking the media's claim. This guy Kyle Becker put this out, and it's like, they're lying. They said there was no merit to these cases and they lost everywhere. And he goes, you're going to want to bookmark this. This is a compilation of the 2020 election challenges and what became of them. Despite the mainstream media lies that 60 plus election challenges found no evidence of wrongdoing, there were actually 92 cases with only 30 decided on the merits, because you can't sue outside the case and just, because that's your way of like creating a bullshit, absence of evidence lie. One of those 30, and of those 30, Trump and or the GOP prevailed in 22 of them. Now, or the GOP plaintiff. Now, the GOP plaintiff, like this is the GOP plaintiff and Trump. The reason he ties it to Trump is because Trump by himself didn't win any that I can see that were meaningful. Some of them were just like, you know, it's COVID. You should be able to pause these things. Hold on one second. I'm getting a. Give me 1 second. Here we are. Sound's back on. Okay, good. All right, now. So this guy's making the case that Trump won 22 out of his 92 cases. Trump / the GOP. The case entries, many linking to Stanford's health election project, confirms the status in the ruling. So it was this group that filed these, wherever. The pivotal lawsuit may have been the Texas case brought by Ken Paxton, contending that a number of swing states made unconstitutional election changes because they did not go through the state legislatures, which, by the way, is horseshit. All of the state legislatures, including Texas, have provisions for health emergencies and environmental emergencies if they have to carry out official duties of the state within them that allow changes to be made temporarily. None of this is unconstitutional. It's just fucking goofy. If Ken Paxton wants to sue on behalf of fucking Georgia, he can fucking move to Georgia and be elected AG. So what they, this was just an end run around it. So thus debunks a widespread narrative Trump's legal challenges to the 2020 election were all baseless. Okay, let me tell you something. They weren't baseless. They were absolutely fraudulent and full of shit. Now, let me show you something. This is, in this one, the green ones are the ones that they're saying Trump won. These are the winning ones to show you that they weren't baseless. These are things that they won. Okay? God damn it. Okay, let me look. I'll show you a baseline example here. Now, fuck, that's small. I wish I could can I blow it up? Nope. Why do you do that to me? Why? Hold on. Let me take this. I'll take it over here, and then I'll open it up as a picture, and then I'll drag it down over here, and I'll put this in. That's bigger. There we go. Now, if you, let's see, I'll drag this down. This is always a pain in the butt. It's a pain in the butt. Here we go. There we go. Now, if you look at some of these, like, I'll give you an example. Like, here you go. Here's one. This one. Granted injunction. Iowa counties were told to send blank ballots. Trump / GOP. Closed status. Iowa. It says decided on merits. Yes. Rules. Whatever. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. This one ended up, let's see. Yeah, Trump v. Miller. This is the one right here. This is one of the examples of it's actually him. Okay. Ultimately, all that came of it. Hold on, shit. Get back in here, you silly thing. Move. Go back here. Why is it going? How do you go back and forth to the thing? Get back in here, you silly thing. Boop. Next. Okay. Open this up. Again. There we go. Sorry about that. And see if I can stretch this out and quit it. I don't want you to do this thing. I want you to slide it over here. There you go. I gotta have one of these big broadcast systems at some point, for fuck's sake. There we go. Now we're getting it. Okay. So let's look at this. Vote by mail, pre-populating ballots should not be allowed. That was the argument, that they should not be able to send out ballots to people, blank ballots. All right. Granted injunction. Iowa counties were told to send blank ballots. It was closed. They didn't do it. This is 12/20/20. It had no bearing. Did not change a single fucking vote. It was closed on the 20th. That's it. Granted injunction. Iowa counties were told to send blank ballots. That's it. Didn't change the vote count at all. Here's another one. Vote by mail. Mail voting deadlines for applying, receiving postmark. Granted injunction. Sequestration of late ballots. So because of you know, remember, Trump is controlling the mail system, getting his dude to throttle the mail process. So some people brought in their ballots and turned them in by hand. Other people mailed them the weekend of because they were concerned, because they didn't want to go out because it was COVID and all that kind of shit. And those got sequestered. Most of them were cured. Some people just didn't get their legit legal. This is just another example of somebody stopping people who literally had a right to vote, stopping their vote. This one right here, granted injunction, sequestration of late ballots. This one's fascinating. Look at the one below it. Granted extended poll hours. Winner Trump GOP. Requested voting time extension. Let's go over to here. There you go. Donald J. Trump for president versus Gloria. Distinct rules. Yes. Requesting vote time extension. They wanted extended poll hours so that people who were late to voting could keep voting after the deadline. Yeah. Okay. Another one. Here's the vote by mail. Granted injunction. Late ballots without ID were not counted. In Pennsylvania, there were none. Not any that meant a fucking goddamn. Let's be abundantly clear. Now, there was another one that I think is funny. These are all like denied because they wouldn't let us and they don't like us. That whole shit. Now, let me see if this one, yeah. Drag this guy over here. Open that one up. And yeah, here you go. Shrink this down and then drag it over to here. So you guys can get over here, you ass. Now, let's go back to these. These are all Trump's lawsuits. All 92 of them, but the green ones are the ones that he says he won. He won. The GOP defendant in this is counted as Trump in this. And you'll notice a lot of them are just like, I love this one, mostly granted. Wait till you see that one. That one's fun. Okay, so enforce statutes governing the acceptance of absentee ballots with respects to postmarks. Granted, GOP defendant. State agreed to update voter rolls. GOP defendant. Clean up, purge voter rolls, especially deceased. Zero effect on it. No, who gives a fuck if they're dead people on the voter rolls because they died between the time they registered and the time the election came about? They didn't fucking vote. Their votes didn't count. Nobody, if they cure a ballot or they go, oh, this person was dead, this says they died. Well, don't count that shit. Obviously, that's fraudulent. All right, so this is, where is it? Yeah. Yeah, this guy right here. Mostly granted. Nevada Republican Central Committee versus Clark County. Request for various voter data. Mostly granted. Because they wanted home addresses so they could fucking torment people. Okay. Voluntarily dismissed, withdrawn. They don't count those. Whatever. This is like, okay. Discovery granted. Defendant agreed with plaintiff's complaint. Voting machine improperly counted votes. This is a machine rule in Antrim County, Bailey, whatever. That one was solved and answered at the same time. They already, remember that one? They filed a lawsuit based on the Antrim County miscount. That was, it was the tabulator. It wasn't the actual certified vote. So the tabulator told CNN the wrong number and then they corrected it. Remember that shit? And then by the time this lawsuit was even filed, they're like, yep, that happened. And then they fixed it. Jesus. So, and then, let's see, is the other one. This guy right here. Yeah. This is the last one I'm going to show you because it's just, you get the point. This idiot, hold on, right here. Now, let me expand this shit out. Okay. Improper ballot counting, asked to inspect the ballots. Granted, in Georgia. This is Fulton County. Favorito v. Clooney in Fulton County. See this one? 12-23-20. Process. Yes. On Georgia. Improper ballot counting. Asked to inspect the ballots. Granted. They inspected the ballots. Now, what you will learn from that one right there is that all this bullshit about, we don't know if there's other ballots out there or these were fake. We don't know if they're real. They were allowed to inspect the ballots. This is part of the process. It's why he goes Trump GOP. It was actually the GOP there. Whatever. This is one of the ones that like Raffensperger and Kemp both referred to on their fucking phone call with Trump was happening. They're like, yeah, we looked at this shit. There's nothing there. Same thing here. Violations of state election laws require signature verification, etc. Granted. So they were able to verify the signatures, and they didn't change the vote at all. Not a single vote tossed out. That's the point. Okay, and this is granted. Improper ballot counting, asked to inspect ballots. Granted, they were allowed to inspect the ballots. Remember when they were saying everybody gets thrown out? All that shit? Okay. Defective claims, like disposition. Recount procedures. Defective claims. Trump GOP 11, 13, 20, closed. I don't know what defective claims mean. Senate requests are legal, was this other. County objecting to a Senate investigation. So they, like the county was, Maricopa was saying like the federal government can't come in. Decided on merits, 31. No Trump anarchy, but prevailed 23 out of 31 cases decided on the merits. No, they didn't. And where they did, quote unquote, prevail, it didn't turn out, it didn't have any of the information they said existed. Everywhere they went, in all of these, where they're like, we won the case. Well, the case was, let us look, in most cases. And when they looked, what'd they find? More Biden votes. And if they found any fake votes at all, any duplicate votes, any of that shit, all Republicans. All of them. The dude who murdered his wife, the fucking people in the villages who went to fucking jail for years because they tried to vote 2-3 times. Yeah, you get the point. So, anyways, that's the end of our chapter on Donald Trump. And by the way, if you're thinking about a reverse mortgage, don't, because this is what happens when you do it. You get this kind of, ow, I have a prickly pear in my butt face. So, yeah, anyways, you're watching Houseparks Mega Worldwide. It's, who else is breaking down the breakdown? I mean, honestly, Trump looks dirty. He does. It's not a good orange for him. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show. I am Houseparks. I am the Democratic establishment. Get used to the idea. And anytime you hear someone blaming the establishment, they're blaming me. I'm cool. That's all right. I can take it. Let's do this. All right, now, we move on to, of course, the story of the day. The trial of Ellis from Die Hard. If he had lived, what would the ramifications of his illegal activity impersonating the friend of a police officer in a terrorist situation? What would be the court? What verdict would the court render? This is Donald Jr. I think he's going into the court. I haven't watched this, but I'm excited to see it.
Guys. Hey.
I should have worn makeup.
He is wearing makeup. He should have flossed, though. Yeah. This man has more forehead than any man will ever need in his life. This man was picked out of the yellow pages and thought he was going to a personal injury lawsuit, only to find out that he'd been directed by a pro bono website to work for free for a fake billionaire. This man did coke with Hans Gruber. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things has resting bitch face. I don't need this. I could be at a club right now looking right over the top of your head, Sparks. Yeah, get that through your head. Yeah, you know you want this. You know, you've got, you know how like they say women like assholes? Well, men like sourpuss women with far more credentials than they've earned. Whatever. Pink tie. I learned about pink ties in court in a book, like how to win your court case every time by Roy Cohn, and then die in a hospital alone, hiding your sexuality because you've been a bigot your whole life. It's a long title, but it was a beast seller. Hey, thank you. Thanks, everybody. How you're smitten by her, aren't you? No, I'm old enough to know how to recognize that fucking vibe. This is it. There's some ugly women who are conventionally beautiful. Let's just put it that way. They're fucking ugly. That if you saw a picture of them, you wouldn't think so, but they're ugly. You see what I'm saying? Same thing applies to men, I'm sure. Ladies and gentlemen, there she is. Smug as fuck and happy to be there.
Let's go, folks.
Get out of here. She smiled enough today. Get out. And that's the other angle where Trump walks out. So now you're getting, by the way, this is the view that Trump has when he leaves every day. And can we just enjoy that for a second? Because it's kind of like mini prison. I gotta say, that can't feel particularly good. You know what I mean? Imagine walking out of court every day and they're filming you like this and you got to walk up to that little fucking rail like you just got a ride at Disneyland that made you shit your pants and go, I wouldn't do it again. Honestly, this ride is a travesty, it's a disgrace. It's created by radical left Democrats. And he walks out and gives a thumbs up. That's going so far. That's it. He's definitely not stopping to have a conversation. Now, maybe we'll get to, here she is. We were just talking about her. Her ears must be burning. She's going to discuss, she's on Wake Up America on Newsmax. Get off your ass, America, and save this man from himself. That's a Trump lawyer. I never worry about him on the stand because you're pretty sure you're going to talk him out of going on the stand. I think that's probably why. This is Alina Habba. She's on Newsmax talking about whether or not Trump, I suppose, is going to testify.
So I thought that Trump was going to be in court today to listen to the testimony of his son. Why?
Why didn't he? Because is it because he hates his children?
Why won't he be there today?
Well, he had to attend to the other witch hunts actually yesterday in Florida. And the president is running for office, as some would remember. But you would forget.
Yeah, we're not asking about yesterday, and he didn't have a campaign event today. Where the fuck is he?
Get that because you think his life is just witch hunt after witch hunt, case after case. The truth of the matter is this.
No, I don't. I do think it's case after case, but that's only because it followed crime after crime.
This man does have a campaign to run. He does.
Crime stands still. I'm not looking back, but I want to go.
Have a million other cases that they've tried to tie him up at, and that's the reality of the situation. I'm sure if he had it his way, he'd be here all the time.
Yeah, at Newsmax as a co-host, really,
especially for his kids. But
he could be there for Michael Cohen, but he can't be there when Don Jr.'s there. What was the exact reason? There was not an exact reason. It's just that, wasn't he campaigning when Michael Cohen was there? Wasn't he campaigning the days before he was there? Didn't he have the other witch hunts to deal with during that time? Did he have another deposition that he had to do?
I don't think there's anything to worry about, and I express.
Nah, I agree. I would tell him that if I were you. I would specifically wait till he's sedated and then tell him that. I think that's a wise idea.
That to him. I actually think there is no need for him to be there unless he absolutely wants to, of course. And he tries.
Okay. Yeah. So he absolutely doesn't want to be there when his kids testify. Gotcha.
to be as much as possible, but the man is busy.
He is busy. Too busy for his children when they're testifying in a trial that is his responsibility.
What about Eric testifying tomorrow and then Ivanka next week? He's on the stand on Monday.
He is on the stand on Monday. He will be here for that, but no, he does not have plans
He'll be there for his own time on the stand. Good.
to come in until then.
Okay.
Oh, I see. So he's prepping. He's at home because he's prepping for his own testimony. Like, you fuckers are walking him through all this stuff. You've got people like, okay, here's the question they're going to ask you. This is how you lie about this.
So, as we mentioned, it's Don Jr. today, Eric tomorrow, Ivanka next week.
Yeah.
We saw on True Social calling out the judge saying, leave my children alone. What's
They're in their 40s.
it been like for him? I have to think as a parent, this is emotional, seeing your child.
He put them in charge of the fucking company. He put them in charge of the irrevocable trust. This isn't a criminal fucking trial. This is about whether or not the business goes under. Fuck off. It's a family fucking business. You chose to, Jesus Christ. That's like the mob going, why don't you leave Mikey alone? Why are you doing this thing?
On the stand. What's it been like for him?
I think
Leave my children alone. And Garan, you're a disgrace to the legal profession. There is no victim except me and my children, but I don't really consider them victims. You're just using them to get to me.
there's one thing
And it's not going to work because I don't give a shit.
when, as a parent, you put yourself in a position. I put myself in a position by going on TV. So do you. And that's a normal thing that we decide to do. But when you are having unlimited access, unfettered access to anybody that works for him, his lawyers, his children, that's a new low. Okay. That's
What are you talking about? Do your children work for you? It's not a new low. They're the vice presidents and the temporary president of the fucking trust. Alan Weisselberg, why the fuck not? Why isn't it cruel to go after Alan Weisselberg? He had the same fucking job as Don Jr. during the presidency. Also, yeah, Hunter Biden, anybody? Fucking all the Biden kids? Fuck off.
a new low. And let's talk about why that's happening. Miss Letitia James likes headlines. There's a reason there is press conferences outside the courtroom. Every time somebody big comes in, I do not.
Trump talks to the press every time somebody comes and goes, unless it's his kids, in which case he doesn't care to be there.
Not doubt that she'll be showing up today. She wasn't there yesterday with me, and she wasn't there the day before. But I'd be willing to bet that you guys will be reporting later that she was there. She made some statement because it's good for her politics.
Yeah.
Right, I agree. It is good for her politics, for the people of New York to see her finally going after the Trumps, because these motherfuckers have been cheating and fucking with everybody. Oh, by the way, has anybody watched, on a side note, has anybody watched the Gotti documentary on Netflix about how, like, he became the head of the Gambino crime family and then they went after him? And by the way, you'll notice that there's like no Rudy Giuliani in any of that shit. Once they got the big family, Rudy came in and like cleaned up the small families and made room for the Russian and the Chinese mob to come in, and that's what the city was flooded with after the fact. So basically, Rudy Giuliani was a delivery system for the Russians and the Chinese to come in and just flood the city with criminal money, and that's what kept Trump afloat. In the meantime, though, the Gotti thing, it's pretty fascinating. Yeah, they called him the Teflon Don because he kept scaring witnesses and people wouldn't go up against it. And he thought in many ways that he could kind of bluff his way through it, like he was a new Al Capone. And he was wrong. He died in prison in 2002, 2005, whenever that was. But there was a period where he was super popular in the city. Like John Amos, the actor from Good Times, showed up at the court, and they showed him like being interviewed in the documentary, going, I think he's a fascinating man. I love the way he carries himself. Like he was. Now, a lot of actors showed up to watch the trial because they wanted to. It's one of the few areas where you can watch a character like that in person. And Anthony Quinn and Mickey Rourke, they show them showing up at the courthouse, and a lot of it is just them watching. Like, what's his face doing? Well, how's he? Like as an actor study, it's they show up when serial killers and people like that get big time if they can. Big time cases, because it's a case study. You can watch the whoever this person is, and if you're ever going to play a character like that, there they are right in front of you, and you can watch their micro movements and all that kind of stuff. So they everybody talked about like he was just, I don't know, he thinks he's a good thing and the city's coming after him and blah, blah. Like New York really had John Gotti's back. In the same way that people are, like she's under the impression that everybody has Trump's back all of a sudden, like everybody sides them. And they did with Gotti. They really did. Until they didn't. Once he was convicted, he fucking vanished. Like there really was this like, I wish they'd bring back Gotti. Nobody gave a fuck. As a matter of fact, the vast majority of people, it seems like, were saying, yeah, I like this guy because they feared if he didn't make it again, or if the state or the city didn't bust him and he got out again, he'd kind of be keeping a list of who to fuck with. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, he seems like a great guy. I don't know why they don't want to leave him alone. Then he went to jail, and they're like, I don't know, whatever. It happens, shit like happens. And then they stop talking about it. Same thing with Trump. When this goes down, when he actually gets some time for this shit, he thinks it's going to be a big fucking deal. And it will be for a couple of days. And then it won't fucking matter. Yes, Nixon was incredibly popular until he wasn't. Gotti was incredibly popular, had control of New York City until he didn't. And the same thing is happening to Trump. We're watching this in real time.
Her politics are get Trump, and unfortunately, that's what we're seeing.
Unfortunately, that got her elected and will get her reelected.
Over and over again.
Yeah, I think it's get Gotti, yeah.
Alina, we forget, and you weren't able to trick or treat with your kids last night because of everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they wanted to dress as Trump and it was too scary.
Forget that Donald Trump is a father.
Right.
You're a mom. You're a mom. I'm a dad. Think how emotional this.
Yeah, it was really rough on Trump not being able to take Eric trick-or-treating because he insists every year. And he always wants to go as the same thing, the Great Pumpkin.
This is. I don't care if he's Donald Trump, the biggest celebrity on the planet, the former president.
Yeah.
That is emotional.
It is
Watching your
emotional.
kids take the stand.
How would you fucking know? He didn't go.
That's got to be part of it, Alina.
No, it doesn't. If it was part of it, he'd be hanging out with Tiffany while this was happening.
It is.
That's got to be part of it.
Yeah, look, Donald Trump is actually an incredibly sensitive, I wouldn't say sensitive, but.
Yeah, I wouldn't say sensitive either. Boy, what a fucking walk back that was. He's incredibly sensitive. Well, I wouldn't say sensitive. Sensitive, it's kind of a big word. He's kind of incredibly insensitive. Well, that's too, I would say, like, he's basically inhuman. I don't know. He's a sweaty fucking pig, and I hate when he stares at my chest. I'm seriously, I sit there all day cooking in these blazers and these shirts, and then I can only unbutton my top couple of buttons when I get out of there, and I'm like, oh, God.
He is not somebody who does not have emotion.
Well, golly, I got to take back all, so... That's your fallback. He's a sensitive guy. Well, he's not sensitive. He's not completely devoid of emotion. Jesus Christ. Why don't you just plead Asperger's at this point? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Is sensitive. You can say that word. That doesn't go against his macho image. He is.
No, he is sensitive. He's very sensitive. Oh, he's sensitive. Everybody, we've all got our own sensitive ways. He's very sensitive. He's sensitive when you correct him that it's called a Filet-O-Fish and not a fish delight from McDonald's. And he says no, and he stomps it. He's very sensitive. Sometimes he's so sensitive, he chucks ketchup at the wall. But it's packets, so it just kind of bounces.
But the truth is, it's not a macho. These are his children, and he loves his children very much. He has not.
Well, then he probably shouldn't have put them in a position where they were committing crimes with him. I think, I got to say, let's just say I was engaged in some behavior and my son was an adult and would be tried as an adult specifically. And I was like, I'm sorry, but that person has to be, obviously it would be vigilante justice. I'm not talking about somebody just randomly murdering somebody. I'm not that kind of guy. But what I will say is, let's say I'm just like, this person has to be dusted off and God damn it, I'm going to do it. I wouldn't have my son drive. You know what I mean? I would go, here, you hold the gun until we get there. Get your fingerprints all over it and drive, and then hand me the gun and point at the guy so I can say, Your Honor, he pointed at the guy. I just thought, I don't know.
Not been ever questioned about that.
Yeah.
So you're going to take his kids who have done absolutely nothing wrong.
No, they've done a lot wrong. If they have done absolutely nothing wrong, and that's a big phrase, this asshole would not have to plead the fifth in a civil trial.
In a situation where he's done absolutely nothing wrong. And
then why did he plead the fifth 400 times?
an empire that has been tremendous for the state of New York. And You're going to torture these children. You know,
Obviously, he doesn't. Tiffany's not even part of this because he doesn't plan on leaving or anything. Not that there'll be anything left. And then, of course, Ivanka made her money out elsewhere. She's not being. How's she being tortured? You mean questioned about their business activities? Dear God.
Eric couldn't be with his children yesterday.
Why not?
Yeah.
You know, they're flying all over the map to attend to witch hunts because his father's leading in the polls.
He's not a cyborg. I think we just treat him like, no, he's going to be fine. Trump's fine. Trump's going to win. He's
no, I don't think that at all.
Not a machine. He's a human.
He's not a machine. You see that? He's not a machine. He's a man. He's barely a man. He's more of like he's like one of those. More like a wind-up toy. He's like one of those monkeys with symbols.
Human being, and this is super serious.
He's not an animal.
Wouldn't want to see my kids on the stand.
Right.
Okay, I wouldn't want to be.
Well, then I'm guessing you wouldn't put them in charge of a criminal enterprise while you tried to make it even more criminal.
In the courtroom for that. I don't think any parent would want that.
Well, no, I love my son, but if he committed a violent, horrible crime, I would want him on the stand. Or if he witnessed, I think it's more like this. If he witnessed something, I would want my son on the stand talking about what he witnessed. I would like him to be an honest player in life. I'm trying to raise him so that doesn't happen.
So the former president's going to testify on Monday.
Yes.
I want to know what kind of prep work you've done with Donald Trump because
you don't have to do prep work. It's all up here, baby.
I want to know, have you done mock sessions with him where you're lobbing questions at it? It's nerve-wracking.
I can't handle the truth.
Nerve-wracking for a defense attorney to have their client on the stand, let alone when that client is Donald.
What are you saying? Because she's a woman, she's going to get nerves. It's nerve-wracking to have your client.
Trump.
If it's nerve-wracking to have your client on the stand, then you should talk them out of being on the fucking stand.
Can I be really honest with you?
Please.
Dead honest on my children. I never worry about him on the
First of all, don't swear about your fucking children.
stand. I love when he takes the stand. He is.
Okay, that's bullshit. The last 2 times he's taken the stand, it's cost him.
So honest and open. And honestly, I think.
He fucking lied about the Michael Cohen. Stop it. Stop it. You just said on my children. Shut the fuck up. Not that I think that has any fucking meaning at all. But Jesus Christ, you just swore on your fucking children's heads. Kill my children if I'm lying. That what he said about the judge and the clerk, that he said he was really talking about the judge and Michael Cohen, was him telling the truth. Get the fuck out of here. Stop. Just fucking stop.
I think that all these witch hunts are making a very big mistake because you're giving him a major platform and that's why he's leading in the polls. The man didn't do anything wrong. So you're giving him a mic, you're giving him a room full of press, and he's going to tell you exactly how corrupt the AGs and DAs of this country are. And
yeah, and that's what the American people want to
They
hear.
don't think it through. They think they're going to get their moment outside, and she will. But you know what moment she's also going to get, Miss James? When she loses. When
she already won, fuckhead. They already won. He's already been found guilty of fraud in this case. This is about damages. She's not going to lose. That's why she's fucking smiling, stupid. He's already been... Jesus Christ. How? Oh, fucking hell.
Bullshit!
I don't know why.
she doesn't get what she wants, I assure you she will not. And that's the truth. You'll hear...
I assure you she will not get all 600 million, probably closer to 500 million, but then maybe more.
The truth in the next coming days from the family themselves. Nothing was done wrong.
So, but wait, Alina.
Nothing was done wrong. Wrong things were done, but they were done right. Yeah.
You didn't answer the question. Sorry, Charlotte.
No, you're fine.
Do I prep
Have you
him?
done mock sessions with him?
there's
Because
this-
I know he didn't do debate prep, and he was fine
And it showed.
there.
No, he lost.
The truth of the matter is, no, I have not, but I wouldn't. He doesn't need it. I mean,
He won't do it. I asked him. He won't. He calls me Tits McGee. I don't. God damn it.
he's been there. He's been watching this case. He doesn't take this case lightly. He doesn't take any of these cases lightly.
Yeah, he kind of thinks this one's more important than the others.
Yeah.
Right. He thinks they're corrupt, but he's been there for most of the trial. So remember
Yeah, just doesn't show up when his kids are testifying.
that. If you've been sitting there watching and you've been hearing the nonsense, it's not his job to disprove anything. He's going to get up, he's going to tell the truth, and it'll be perfect.
It kind of is his job to disprove the charges. What are you talking about?
Like it always is. He has nothing to say that I need to really prep him for.
Well, yeah, that's great. Fuck me. He doesn't have anything to say that I need to prep him for. That's just her way of letting that asshole know that he won't sit down for it. He can't. He's morally, emotionally, intellectually, and pseudo-sexually incapable of sitting still long enough to have an actual session to work on this stuff. Now, by the way, you're watching House Sparks Mega Worldwide. Thank you. It's Thanksgiving month, so thank you. Thank you for being here. I am incredibly grateful for our chat room and to be doing the show. And its growth over the last couple of years has stunned me, and you guys are fantastic, and it just means a lot. It really does. Like when I look at our ever-growing chat, I can remember when we had 30 people in there. I can remember when we couldn't hit 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, and now we're approaching 60K. We'll be there. We got another 1,000 to go or something. It's gonna happen. I love you guys, and I want you to know that. It's really nice, including our trolls. We have some regular trolls, but I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the new ones, the people who stumble by and accidentally get their asses handed to them by me and grumble about it for the rest of the week. You know they say, when you throw a pebble in the pond, the ripples go in all directions. And that's how do your best, Liza Minnelli, please. I don't have a Liza Minnelli, but I will work on one for you. Fair enough? Yeah. So anyways, love you guys. Glad to be doing this. And also, week from yesterday, next Tuesday, the Ultimate Jam Night, we're celebrating women in rock. And I'm happy to announce they're going to let me sing Alone by Heart, Heartbreaker by Pat Benatar, and one other surprise version of a song that I'll just keep hitting. I'll keep one surprise. But, yeah. So, if you want to see me do some fucking vocal heavy lifting, you got it. I love them too. So, anyways, there we go. Yeah, hit that like button. And then, eventually, I will do something where, when I'll work out something with Chuck and the Jam, where I'll go, hey, this is our theme. Let's pick a song. We'll get whatever the top 3 songs that people choose. We'll do a poll and see which ones I should do and make him let me do it. Huh? Yeah, Pat Benatar, I love her voice. I love the guitar work in it. Yeah, don't you mess around, no. That's right. There you go, chat room. All right. So, yes, I'm doing Ann Wilson. I mean, I'm singing one of her parts. I'm not doing Ann Wilson. What am I, Charlie Manson? That's another story for another time. All right. So, sing it wearing a ball gown? Yeah. I really need, only if I'm doing These Dreams, then I really need big shoulders. It's a lot. I will try to, although here's what I think I'm going to wear. We're going to try and get me a vest with this on it. This is my girl's show, Ladylike. It's at the Virgin Casino. Just started. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, every week, except I guess Thanksgiving. I don't know if they have that weekend off. But this is the show that my girl put together with her partner Jamie, and it's a all girl business, all girl run show created by the ladies, and it's hilarious, and it's the dancing is fucking spectacular. I mean that. Like it, they call it a burlesque show because scantily clad ladies draw crowds, and they do. They should, because and we have a plethora of variety of types of ladies in this. It isn't all just one format of woman in it. I would just like say for the record. But the storyline of it, the through point is great. The sets are wonderful, but the fact that the dancing is the best in the city, no question. Period. You want that tea? I'll see what they do about getting Ladylike merch up and running. We'll get it in there. I'll see if I can find out link. That's the link. Thanks, Andrea. LadyLikeShow.com is where you get tickets if you want to come in. If you're ever in Vegas, that's the show. Just saying. Spread the word. Love it. And I literally, it's hard for me to watch it because I tear up during a burlesque show because I'm so proud of my girl, and I'm so proud of her and Jamie and the work that they've done and how they've Like, I'll get teary-eyed talking about it right now. Just them building up to this. They had it in another theater. That theater went under, and they kept pursuing it, and they kept it together. They have a new space, the Virgin. The people at the Virgin Casino, by the way, have been awesome. They are so good to them, and they're promoting it like they should, and it's just lovely to see. I've never seen a casino be this supportive of anybody, and considering it is like it's a lady show, and ladies put it together, and ladies are working on it, and it's nice to see their business get that kind of support. I'm just saying. I love it, and I'm happy for her, and I'm very proud, and all that stuff. It's just great. Period. End of story. So they have vests that the guys, the sort of roadies, their stagehands wear. They're like black vests that say ladylike on the back of them. And I told Summer I want one, and I need one by next Tuesday. I may have to just borrow one from, although they'll smell like stagehand, but that's okay. So do I sometimes. Yes, I'm not saying girly. No, I only say girly when I use a Schwarzenegger accent. Can I pull off Annie Lennox? Yes, I can. So anyways, let me make it abundantly. This is a must see. When you come to Vegas, you have to see the show. That's that. Okay. Here we go. Now, back to our regularly scheduled program. Now, one of the things we've been talking about lately, which I just love, I gotta say, right about the time I was getting bored by the James Comer shit, where it was just the same note over and over again. And yes, I could totally sing Stevie Nicks and love it. I tried to talk them into letting me do Janis Joplin. We'll do that another time. Anyway, so these are there's 2 checks, both of them from his brother. God damn, this is so good. The title of this one, CSL, I love you, brother. Thank you for this one. Just because you knew the title would touch me in a way. This is, now keep in mind, we're almost 4 years into this horse shit. Because this started before the 2020 election in 2019. And where we are. Okay, so look at the title. Seems fishy to me. Jim Jordan. Seems fishy. You know what seems fishy to me? That several OSU wrestlers were sexually assaulted while you were the assistant to the head coach. And you didn't notice. You didn't know about that? You didn't, that happened the whole time? See, that seems fishy to me. You know what seems fishy to me? Donald Trump fucking friends with Jeffrey Epstein for fucking, whatever, 23 years? Had no idea the dude was a pedophile. No fucking idea. I mean, honest. How could anybody, that seems, I don't know, seems fishy to me. Yeah. So, it may be. We'll see. Hold on one second. We'll check in with, here we go. So this is Jim Jordan. Seems to me, seems fishy to me.
Joining me now to continue this discussion is Chairman.
By the way, Salcido is the king of smarm on Newsmax. I mean, the whole thing is this. It's almost like he's trying to do like an impersonation of Brie Larson as Captain Marvel and everything. Just, You got something for me, Peter Parker? Like that's what he's always trying to do. Like,
Chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan. Congressman, wonderful to see you as always.
Good. Congratulations on your big lose.
Sir, before we get to the GOP internal...
I almost didn't recognize you with your jacket off again.
Good to be with you, Chris. I just outlined there in the preamble. Let's get into the unraveling Biden corruption scheme first.
Yes, the allegations are unraveling, but sure.
Now, here's some of the stuff we've learned. The FBI received criminal information from over 40 confidential human sources.
No, we have not established that. 40 separate incidents of them receiving stuff at different places, all the same shit, seemingly from operatives of the Trump crowd. And it's literally some people dropping off copies of Rudy Giuliani's hard drive and saying they don't want to be named.
Same information the DOJ has tried to call disinformation or misinformation.
Right, it's the same hard drive 40 times. And it is. And it's all online and you can see all of it and it's all bullshit. But
Senator Grassley revealing that the DOJ and FBI are stonewalling Biden probes. The National Archives finds, just a mere 82,000 pages of emails tied to Joe Biden's fake names. Conservative.
Yeah, those are National Archives. Those are on government websites. Those are government email handles so that people in government whose names are well known can actually conduct fucking business. Because again, does anyone think that Barack Obama had POTUS at whitehouse.gov or Barack Obama at whitehouse.gov or BH Obama at whitehouse.gov as his fucking email address? Are you fucking stupid? Who thinks any of that is how it works? Jesus Christ, ask Rex Tillerson what email he used. You think he used Rex fucking Tillerson at energy.gov or whatever? Honestly. This is one of the dumbest things. And do you think that Joe Biden, who's apparently the most corrupt president we've ever had, which, by the way, would take a lot of fucking work to be that corrupt and actually make it through 8 years of vice president and not have to step down like Spiro Agnew, the guy's got to be fucking good. So one of the things he's not going to do is use one of his 3 government aliases to conduct criminal behavior. Right? You fucking punk.
Unearth a $200,000 check to Biden from his brother surrounding.
Yeah, unrelated to those things. Again, this is one of those things where you'll notice this, that Comer is releasing the stuff about the $200,000 check from his brother, paying him back for money that Biden loaned him. At the same time, they're releasing this stuff to make it feel like, oh, these are related. We found this because we found this because we found this. They didn't. It's all been there the whole time.
Yeah.
That like the checks from James Biden have been sitting there.
Middle East deal, and now Congressman Comer, your colleague, outlining another Biden money trail.
Yeah. No, you got the Chinese company paying Hunter Biden.
What Chinese company would that be?
In this joint account with Chinese businessmen, and then.
Yeah, and that money was for
and
what?
Hunter Biden takes $400,000 from that account to his personal account. Then $150,000 goes to James and Sarah Biden, his uncle, the president's brother, of course. And then they take from that amount $50,000, $40,000 of which goes directly to Joe Biden. So
a week later, from accounts that have tens of thousands of dollars in them also. Okay. First of all, show me the point where James Biden had $0 in his fucking bank account. Then he put $50,000 in it, and he gave $40,000 to Joe, and he had $10,000 left over. Because that's passing that money on a week later. If he has $60,000 or $100,000 in there already, and then he puts in $50,000, and then later on he pays $40,000, that's not direct money that's going from one place to the other. That's just a payment that happened afterwards. Because otherwise, you're going to make the case that every fucking latte they bought from the transfer of that money was them laundering money into Starbucks from a Chinese billionaire. It's just fucking stupid. Like, there's so much bullshit of this that is just lame.
$100,000 to Hunter, $40,000 to Joe, 10% for the big guy. It squares with what we've learned.
Also, in 2017, who was president in 2017? Also, 10% for the big guy wasn't 10% of Hunter's take. But we'll get to that later.
Thus far, but it's money that came directly from China, routed through 2 different companies, and then paid to Joe Biden. That sure seems fishy to me.
That's because you're stupid.
Seems strange. Not how people normally do business.
By the way, it's how people pay back debts that they have. They take money they made from other business ventures and they pay family members and other people and friends back that have loaned them money to stay afloat.
But it's consistent with the way the Bidens did business with all these shell companies, millions of dollars.
No, it isn't. It's not. If the whole thing was to set up a cascading thing of LLCs to hide Joe Biden getting money, then why the fuck did James Biden take out $50,000 from his business account, put it in his personal account, and just give it to Joe? In a check. Jesus Christ. Menendez at least had the brains to get gold bars and hide them in his fucking closet.
From foreign nationals, all kinds of countries that aren't the the countries we typically do business with.
Trump got $15 million in one evening from the Chinese government after he killed TPP through a secret Chinese bank account he had. $15 million. $17 million went into the account. $15 million was taken out in one day by Donald Trump personally while he was president of the United States. Right about the time this is happening, where Joe Biden's getting $40,000 that his brother owes him because his brother's in business with Hunter and they're trying to make other business things happen for themselves worldwide. Whatever. 40 grand. 40 grand that James owed him that he paid him back. Joe's not on for any of this stuff. He's not legally on these things. Like, if the business goes, he's not guaranteed a profit. If it fails, he's not on the hook for the money. But Trump gets $15 million out of this secret Chinese bank account in one fucking night after he kills the Trans-Pacific Partnership, which was designed to be a bulwark against Chinese hegemony in industrial production and the economics of the entire South China Sea region.
And then paid out through these different companies over these several years time.
Over these several years' time. Okay, CEFC deal starts after Biden has left the White House, never happens, and the money that gets paid back by James to Joe is money that he lent him.
Now, and the key thing about this $40,000 check, Chris, this is right after the WhatsApp message where Hunter Biden is on the phone where he says, I'm sitting beside my dad, send us the money, do what you said you were going to do, get us the
Right. Does that sound like someone being blackmailed by the Chinese government?
Money here, or if you don't, we're gonna remember this. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but that was the message.
Right. Not, who the fuck talks to the mob like that? Again, this is also like, if you're talking about like Biden as being like, he's got the Chinese government under his thumb and he's controlling aspects of it and making money off of it as vice president, and then as president, he's like going to put a stranglehold on it. You'd almost have a case for that because China has never been in worse shape than it is right now. Not since its opening. Since its opening, this is the worst it has fucking been. Under Joe Biden. Now, they had one breath of fresh air during their downswing, and that was under Donald Trump. They came back a little bit. COVID fucked that up, but Donald Trump tried to salvage them. He really did try to help. He did the best he could, but then it was just untenable at a certain point.
And then, of course, it comes in and 10% goes to Joe Biden.
Now, everything that you've just outlined there, Congressman,
happened in what year?
Biased press, the left-wing press, the
keep bringing up that it happened when Donald Trump was president?
Democrat press, they call that no evidence. What do you...
Right, it's not. It's information. It's not evidence.
What do you call it, sir?
No, I call it serious evidence, and it's on top of.
Well, excuse me. If something smells fishy, evidence in this case would be finding the fucking fish. If this stuff just smells fishy to you, it ain't the fish, motherfucker. Find the fish, the smoking fish. Find me some smoked salmon.
All the other things, the brand that we learned from Devin Archer, who was Hunter Biden's business partner, the brand was in fact Joe Biden. We learned that when the Burisma executives came to Hunter Biden and Devin Archer and said,
okay, this is the same lie he tells all the time. By the way, I've already pointed this out, but the talking points and the agenda for Joe Biden when he was going to Ukraine to get rid of Shokin had already been agreed on in November. The call that he's talking about happened in December, the weekend before the actual trip, but the decision to get Shokin fired by the entire administration was already in stone, written and in the agenda in November. Right after Thanksgiving, they weren't sure when he was going to go exactly, but it was already written then.
We need help to relieve us from the pressure, to take the pressure off of us. We know they went directly.
And it didn't work.
To Hunter Biden called his dad, and then his dad goes to Ukraine. And
and does what he was already going to do, no matter what his son asked
starts
for.
the process to fire the very prosecutor who's.
He didn't fire the prosecutor. They put him up for a vote, and the parliament of Ukraine kicked him to the fucking curb. He resigned in the middle of the vote.
Applying the pressure and a host of other things we learned.
You didn't learn anything. Don't say host of other things. List them or shut the fuck up.
And then, of course, what our committee is doing, the Judiciary Committee,
is jerking off and wasting taxpayer dollars?
Is we're looking how this was handled, this whole investigation into Hunter Biden was handled by the Justice Department. You got Chairman Smith in the ways.
Well, I would argue that you should look in, because you're an oversight. You got to make sure that the American tax dollars are being spent. And I would investigate how this committee's handling this investigation, because quite frankly, it's ass. This is the worst rejected Columbo script I have ever heard.
The Means Committee looking at the whistleblowers who came forward and talked about the investigation. You got Chairman Comer and the Oversight Committee looking at the suspicious activity reports, the banking records, and how.
Yeah, they're looking at that stuff. They've been looking at it for months. Nothing. All they get, all it amounts to is you get a suspicious activity report anytime money is exchanged over $10,000. That's it. Post 9/11, that's the standard.
All this was done. And then our committee, the Judiciary Committee, is looking into how David Weiss and the Justice Department handled this investigation and all the things they did wrong, I think, in the way they handled it.
And ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the face of a man who knows he's wasting his life. But hey, beats the rat fuck out of having to face the charges in the OSU scandal. So if he's got a choice to make, this is the side of the shit coin he hopes ends up on top when he flips it. That's right. This is a sad, sad, pasty little man from Ohio who is trying to polish this turd on live television. Well, it's Newsmax. I say live television with a certain amount of verbal irony.
All right, let's pivot to some other business. The House.
Yeah, pivot. Yeah, we've got enough. You guys good on evidence? You good? This is all.
It's voting on a standalone bill for aid to Israel. This follows the House passing 5 of 12 individual spending bills. Speaker Johnson says that they've been sent to the Senate, where all those bills, the Democrat work ethic is taking over. They're doing nothing with those bills. This comes after Senator Schumer announced some.
Oh, it's not because of work ethic. It's work ethic. I guess if they were lazy, they just rubber stamp the fucking thing and go about their business. They're putting in the work of saying no.
They're calling a bipartisan bill to combine the 3 spending bills into a bloated, offensive, and unaccountable minibus, is what they're calling it.
Yeah.
Which is perfect to describe how the Freedom Caucus arrives at work every day. I'm sorry.
Is the lazy Democrat omnibus dead on arrival in the GOP controlled House?
Well, we don't want that. I mean, this is how business is operated.
That's a no.
Here, I don't know, for the last 10, 15 years, you get this big, ugly package where they throw the 12 individual bills together. They throw them in a
big, ugly package? You mean like your head coach dangled in the fucking face of some of the wrestlers at OSU? I'm kidding. I have no idea what size it was.
One big, ugly bill, or as you point out, a few smaller bills, but they still throw them together. And
I don't hear a yes, it's dead on arrival. Do you?
You get this ugly package on Christmas Eve, and you can't give it the scrutiny it needs. You can't look at the member-directed spending, what we typically call earmarks that are in the bill. You can't try to get the good policy language that we are trying to put in some of these bills. It's just tougher to do.
The good policy language, which would be guaranteeing that the earmarks for Republicans stay in and Democrats' earmarks get kicked out.
That when it's one big ugly combination thrown together in this omnibus package. So we're trying to avoid that. Speaker Johnson's been clear. He does not want that to happen.
Oh, good. Okay. He doesn't want it to happen. He hasn't said he's going to stop it.
He's willing to do a stopgap spending measure into next year to avoid this rush to throw it all together right before.
Right. So, okay. So what they're going to use is the fact that they don't have the pressure to get a change in the spending through the Senate. So they're just going to do a CR instead of having to vote on something that will embarrass them in the short term. God damn. This fucking weaselly.
For the holidays. Let's hope we can get that done and we can get back.
Say hopefully again. Say hopefully again, motherfucker. Say hopefully again. But the fuck? Say hopefully again.
Back to focusing on each individual bill the way we're supposed to. We pass it, they pass it, goes to conference committee. You iron out the differences.
Yeah.
Divided government, we'll get some things we think are important. Democrats will probably get some things they think is important. That's how it works. But that's our system. Let's not throw it all together with some ugly package that is largely passed by Democrats and a handful of Republicans. Let's do it the way we're supposed to.
Yeah. You're going to do it the way you're supposed to? By making compromises? Or hopefully you're going to pass something that punts it till next year? Say hopefully again, motherfucker. Say hopefully again.
Right. I'm sick and tired of this ruling by emergency that has taken place in Washington these last 15 years.
First of all, motherfucker, nobody rules by emergency. I don't know if you've noticed this, but 9/11, 2008, and fucking COVID has had a lot of fucking emergencies in it. You dumbass. We're not ruling by emergency. The party that tries to cut emergency funding for states hit by Hurricane Sandy can shut the fuck up when it comes to worrying about ruling by emergency. Fucking shit. Say hopefully again.
As you point out. Now, let me ask you to put your political hat on. I think...
Jesus Christ. He won't even put his political jacket on, you prick.
What happened with your run for the speakership
shows what a massive loser you are and what a giant albatross hanging around your neck the whole OSU rape scandal was, and your part that you played willingly in it, and that whole thing about you being in tears, calling one of the players, telling them not to tell the truth about what happened to them and stuff, that obviously still impacts us. So from a political standpoint, do you think it was fucking, what's the word, stupid?
The ideological divide within the Republican Party.
No, it wasn't an ideological divide. They just hate his guts.
About that double standard some of your colleagues are pushing. You know, Santos, he's got to go because he's a Republican. But Bowman, who admits his crime, no, we don't want to call for him to go. Don't you think that double standard is wrong for your...
Okay, so what they're talking about is Jamal Bowman pulling the fucking fire alarm, which, by the way, after, scrutiny of that whole thing, I think he was fucking around. I think he pulled it because he knew that would unlock the doors and he could get out that way. And the fact that it delayed it, I think he knew that it would pull the fire alarm, but it was in the House building and it wouldn't affect the Congress itself, and everybody would just leave. So if you pull the fire alarm, you can exit through the doors and then you're out. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I can't even tell. But he was an asshole for doing it. It's wrong, and he should just cop to it and pay a fine and whatever. Wasn't he a middle school principal? Right? Wasn't that his job before middle school principals know what a fucking fire alarm does. Bowman fucked up, and that's fine. But to compare what Bowman did doing that to the fucking George Santos is just bullshit. The fact that he's lying about where he got the seed money for his campaign, that his fucking accountants fictional. He had one person who was his campaign chairperson, his finance chairperson. Went, I don't work for that motherfucker. And he was still on the paper. Get the fuck out of here. That's large level financial crimes. Shut the fuck, a double standard.
Republican colleagues to adopt?
Well, I certainly don't think we should be, do any kind of expulsion resolution on George Santos. I mean, that he hasn't been convicted of anything.
Yeah, and we wait till people are convicted before we recognize that they're criminals. I mean, otherwise we wouldn't have had Dennis Hastert be the longest running House Speaker of all time. And the Republicans are looking to hold on to those kind of records. So we don't want to kick anybody to the curb, even though we fucking know they're guilty. Because ethics and morals have nothing to do, with are not even a value point in the Republican Party anymore. It's just whether or not you can get away with it.
And frankly, that's a question for the voters in your district. If you're a member of Congress.
No, it isn't. People New Jersey, I got news for you. The Democrats are going to kick fucking Menendez out. We're doing everything we can to broom this motherfucker and primary him. and we're in a big hurry to do it. I don't care if you like having a criminal working for you. Doesn't fucking work that way. And if he wants to run as somebody else, not a Democrat, then he can get the fuck out of there and try to run again. Eat shit. No. No. I don't give a fuck about New Jersey voters. And New Jersey voters probably don't want that asshole anymore anyways. They would like to have a chance now that they know he's a fucking indicted criminal and that he was hiding that kind of money in his place and all that. Same thing with Santos. He was elected under false pretenses, and now I'm sure there's a lot of them would like another bite at the fucking apple.
Elected official, that's a call between you and the citizens you get the privilege of representing. They decide how this works. The people, we the people, decide who represent them, who should represent them. So I'm opposed to that expulsion.
Because it would happen to you if he's worried about a slippery slope, because what he's guilty of is worse than what George Santos is guilty of. It's way fucking worse. Jim Jordan is, compared to George Santos, is a fucking cartoon supervillain. Fuck that guy. The OSU scandal is despicable. It is grotesque. It is morally reprehensible. It is antithetical to any party that would call themselves the party of family values or Christian conservatives, any of that shit. By comparison, Santos is just a fucking, I guess, a valor thief and a financial fraudster. That's fucking bullshit compared to the shit that Jim Jordan facilitated. Honest to God, like what Jim Jordan is guilty of is way fucking worse than George Santos. That's why he doesn't want him to go.
Move by some of our colleagues. And I do think you're right to point out Mr. Bowman's, he's actually been convicted of something. I don't see an expulsion resolution coming there. But again, I'm always reluctant to go there. I think that should be a call for the people.
Yeah, gee, I wonder why you want to wait until someone's been convicted, because what you did is past the statute of limitations if they want it, but it's, you're just looking at civil penalties now.
In that respective district, that's how our system works. You're accountable to them. And frankly, I always say, I think we make this job way too complicated. What did you tell the voters you were going to do when you ran for the job? If they elect you, go do that. Focus on that. That's how we should be.
Oh, you mean like have Mexico pay for the wall and get us out of Afghanistan and that kind of shit?
Operating, and I think if we did that more, we get more things done for the American people.
That's how conservatives operate. That's
yeah, they keep criminals in because they need the votes, because they are losing the national conversation.
Well, it's always nice to talk to you, conservative Congressman Jim Jordan, sir. Thank you very much.
No. I'm going to need evidence that he's conservative. I don't know what the fuck that even means. If he was conservative, seriously, he'd wear a fucking jacket. I wear a t-shirt to work. I'm not a conservative. This motherfucker works in the fucking people's house and won't wear a goddamn suit coat. If he doesn't think there's a direct line between fucking people being okay with hoodies being worn in the Senate and him going, I don't need a jacket, fuck that, he's an asshole. By the way, let's see, do I have, yeah, hold on one second. I'm going to check one thing. And secondly, hi, chat room. Love you guys. Hello. You're wonderful. Just saying. Now, last bite at the apple for the Jordan Comer team. Now, let me show you something, if I may. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, chat room. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. Thank you for the super chats, everybody. Bless you for the super chats. Don't forget to super chat. We used to have a thing where we would hit 666 people in the chat room, but we hit that so quickly. We hit that before I even start now, which is kind of amazing. That is not lost on me. I want you to know that I'm like constantly shocked and excited about that. But let's jump to this. This is Comer. This is the archives. This is a picture of this is Joe Biden doing his best Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino, I think, right? Get off my lawn. And we have a lot of questions, Rep. Comer, on new Biden email revelations. You have a lot of questions? Why? Wait, maybe, I don't know, fucking learn to read? What are the questions? You've got 82,000 emails. Start reading, motherfucker. Why are you on television? What? Well, it's Fox Business, but why? Well, we'll see.
Joining us now, House Oversight Chair James Comer. Chair, it's good to see.
It's good to have you on my show again. And by the way, do you smell that? Do you smell there's something? I don't know if it's poop or something. Oh, it's just my face. I'm sorry. My face does that. My face always looks like someone's holding a small turd under my nose.
So this FOIA lawsuit, this Freedom of Information Act lawsuit brought by the Southeastern Legal Foundation against the National Archives. You're working on the impeachment inquiry of President Biden.
Yeah, working very hard. Not smart, but hard.
Bombshell revelation. How does it factor into your inquiry? The National Archives has 82,000 pages.
That's not the National Archives. That's the White House, in case you're paying attention.
82,000 pages of emails where then Vice President
that were archived.
Biden used at least 3 fake pseudonym email accounts. What's going on here?
What is that? What is that? Is that normal? It is normal? Well, I don't like that it's normal.
2,000 pages? That's a stunning amount.
80?
No, it isn't. Because it's copied upon copy. It's anything that references that email, you dipshit.
It's a stunning amount. 82,000
no, it isn't.
emails.
It's a fucking 8 years. 8 fucking years as vice president.
He produced 14, so they have 81,986 more to go. But this is how many instances Joe Biden used a fake name to conduct government business on his government email. So here we have a president that used a fake name.
Yes, with full awareness that those emails would be archived. Honest to God, like, I don't get why these assholes, like, again, do they think celebrities have their own names as their email address? Just celebrities, mid-level. Do you think any of the real fucking housewives have, see you next Tuesday #3 as their, whatever their, at gmail.org?
A pseudonym in a government email at least 82,000 times. We've learned that his company had at least 20 fake companies. We've learned that...
No, you haven't. They're not fake companies. His company had 20 fake companies? That's not even a fucking sentence.
They were influence peddling with our biggest...
No, they weren't.
Adversaries around the world. And what we're now learning through the bank statements is that they were laundering money. So this is...
No, you aren't.
A serious issue. And one reason we're concerned about the emails, obviously Joe Biden, in one of his many lies to the American people, said he had an absolute wall between the government and his family. That's not true. Many of those emails went to Hunter Biden and Hunter Biden.
Okay, hold on. His fucking family schedule or where he's going to be, again, don't give me fucking... I very seldom get riled up about some of this shit, but this motherfucker brings up a particular email where he's like, this is, they shared, Biden had a call with Petro Poroshenko on this Friday, and it had his schedule for the upcoming week attached to it in this email, and they CC'd it to Hunter Biden because the schedule involved the 1-year anniversary of Beau Biden's fucking death, which was that Monday. So Biden was taking the day off that Monday to spend time with his fucking family because it had been a year since fucking Beau died. And I don't know if you know this, but Beau is Hunter's brother. These motherfuckers, the fact that this dipshit can bring that up and not reference the fact that, and it's it's kind of like when Rudy Giuliani kept bringing up the text messages where he would never show the actual text messages. He would just show printouts of them, these fucking green and blue bubbles, as if people can't Photoshop that shit. Like, I'm just going to take that. Anybody would? Are you nuts? You could, seriously, you're going to walk into a court of law and go, here's a bunch of iMessages. Okay, do you have them digitally so we can look at the metadata? Nope. That's all I'm showing you is just a picture of them. Will the other party verify them? The other party says they're not real. But they're there. I printed them out for you. Like, what the fuck court would take that? It's nonsense. It's just garbage. But on top of that, this motherfucker wants to do the same thing around a particular email where they share the schedule for the coming week. And the schedule for the coming week had the fucking 1-year anniversary of Beau's fucking death. And it's the only one he goes to. Rudy would go to the same 3 fucking ones. Supposedly they have hundreds of these messages, but he would only go to these 3 over and over and over and over and over and over again, right? Same ones all the time. If it's nonstop crime, again, go watch that Get Gotti documentary. Jesus Christ, every recording of these motherfuckers They chit chat about fucking cannolis and shit like that, or whistling, and then they go into like just who's paying who and money exchanging hands and fucking the concrete business and who they're gonna whack and all this stuff is 80% of the fucking conversation. And then top and tail's like, yeah, you want some good tomatoes? Charlie's wife's got some great tomatoes. Like that's the 80% of the conversation is crimey crime. And so if you could just basically whip out any of those tapes and go, yeah, that's a fucking crime. There's a crime. There's another crime. There's another crime. But supposedly he's the most corrupt guy in fucking Washington. And they got the same 3 fucking messages over and over again that don't prove shit, that they're just like hinky from their point of view. And then on top of that, this motherfucker keeps bringing up the exact same message over and over. Jim Jordan's got the one lie about the timing of the Shokin firing, which is bullshit. I've already shown that. And this motherfucker is always bringing up the email that includes the Petro Poroshenko call, but also includes the schedule that was CC'd. By the way, there were a bunch of other calls about Ukraine and to Ukraine and from Ukraine that they were prepping for. It says, hey, we got to prep for this call. None of those were CC'd to Hunter, or they just show him. Here's what you need to do. Show me that every time there was something going on with Ukraine, Hunter was CC'd on it. I tell you what, I'll take 10% of the fucking time. Once doesn't cut it, especially when that once it includes the schedule, the vice president's schedule for that week, where he's getting together with his family for the 1-year anniversary of his fucking son's death. Fuck you! Ugh.
Business associates, we know that. And,
no, you don't.
And the other concern is we fear that one of the emails on Hunter Biden's laptop, where he was emailing back and forth with Ukraine, where they were wiring his family millions of dollars, one of those emails reads like a government email. And it
reads like a government email.
All the characteristics of a classified government document. We want to know from National Archives, was that document one of the documents that Joe Biden mishandled between the vice presidency and the presidency? So
I don't know if it reads like that, but it's in the wind. It's posted on the fucking web, so you obviously haven't worried about its classification. Why don't you show it? You're on Fox Business. Pop it up on there. Also, why are you in Rudy Giuliani's office?
We have a lot of questions for National Archives. Yeah. We want to know exactly which documents Joe Biden mishandled and...
None. Also, mishandling is not trying to sell them. Trump was trying to sell them. Trump actively was hiding classified documents from the National Archives and from the government when he left the White House. That's a crime.
Where those 82,000 emails that he used fake names went to?
You said
they went to the archives. They were archived. They're part of the government record. Biden knew they would be. These were government-assigned pseudonyms. They're on government servers. What the fuck?
Biden family laundered money. How do we know that?
Yeah, that's a good idea. How do we know that?
We know that through bank statements. I mean, you're going to see more graphs that shows.
Ooh, graphs.
When wires would come in from places like China or Romania, they would launder them through various shell companies. And it's not my words. It's the words of 6 different banks through the suspicious activity reports. Remember?
No, that's not how it works. They were never charged with money laundering. The banks themselves are not participants in money laundering. Payments are not money laundering, especially when it's done in fucking check format. Jesus Christ, man. None of this shit went through the Bank of fucking Cyprus. This all happened in the United States. This isn't Deutsche Bank with a fucking mystery donor like Donald Trump's fucking salvation loans that helped him, cover his loans with the Chinese government and all that. No, we're talking. This all happened in fucking Citibank and the Bank of Delaware, for fuck's sake.
One of the first victories we had in this investigation was me gaining access to the Treasury Department. That's where they store these bank violations. So 6 different banks filed 170 suspicious activity reports on the Biden family.
Because for years, Joe Biden didn't make that much money, and then he sold a book, and he bought a new house, and so he's exchanging, and his amount of money after being a vice president went, past 10,000 more often than it used to, and the bank's like, oh, this is new, and they have to. Post 9/11.
And the majority of those suspicious activity reports pertain to money laundering. This is a serious...
No, they don't.
Crime, and it wasn't just the president's son; it's also his brother as well.
James Biden.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I didn't vote for James Biden, and James Biden didn't get anything from Joe.
Okay, you know, the 82,000 pages, it's bigger than the 55,000 pages of emails former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, produced from her personal email account.
Yeah, it's not a personal email account, fuckhead. It's not a personal server. These are government servers. This is the National Archives. The fuck are you talking about? This is, oh my God. You're just literally going by tens of thousands of emails.
I mean, that 55,000, that's about 30,000 emails for 55,000. So,
and doing the math, let's see, carry the two. If I'm not mistaken, I'm a complete fucking dumbass.
We could be talking about, I don't know, 55,000, 60,000 emails that the vice president was using during the Obama White House, possibly communicating government business while he was vice president to his family. Is that what you're going to be looking for? I mean, this is going to affect.
Yeah, yes, that's what they're going to be looking for. Have fun.
Is that what you...
I will say that the upside of this is just knowing that this fuckhead is just, his entire staff hates his fucking guts right now because they're having to read through a shit ton of perfunctory emails looking for a piece of hay in a haystack.
Going to be looking for, because this could also affect Special Counsel Robert Hur's investigation into the president mishandling classified documents. Are you going to be looking for what?
Oh yeah, they're going to be looking.
What government business was transmitted?
Yeah, are you going to be looking for the turd that someone is holding? Seriously, what is that? It stinks. Something in here stinks. Stinks. What? It's my reporting. Fuck you. Probably right.
Possibly via these fake email accounts to the Biden family.
Yes, Lee.
Honest to God, why? I feel like they're muting someone just under her desk. Just, oh, what is that? I'm just getting a waft.
Yes, absolutely. There's one email in particular that is an email of great interest to our investigation.
Very exciting. What would that be?
And that's why we need to know from National Archives, was that email one of the documents that the vice president had in his possession? Because if so, that's clear evidence his son had access to these classified documents and was selling them. We also...
What? Also, who the fuck are you looking at? Run that by me again? What the ever-loving shit? Say that again. This one email that had the stuff in it that
the vice president had in his possession, because if so, that's clear evidence his son had access to these classified documents and was selling them. We also want to know...
and was selling them. That's fascinating.
What Joe Biden was doing, hiding these emails in these pseudonyms. Look,
He wasn't. You can't hide something that you know is going to be archived. These are on government... These are government email addresses, dumb fuck.
No, one of those emails had Hunter copied, and it pertained to Ukraine.
Fuck you. What'd I say? What did I fucking say? 14,000 they've got so far, 89,000 that they're going to get, or 86,000, whatever the fuck it is. And this motherfucker is talking about the email that contains the president's schedule the following Monday, which was the 1-year anniversary of Bo's death. Fuck you.
So much of the corruption in the...
Oh, you want a pink Hal symbol? Okay, Carrie, I'll see what I can do. And we can make those happen.
Biden back in the Biden past revolved around Ukraine. So we have a lot of questions for National Archives, and we expect them to give us answers.
Okay, Chair.
They don't have any answers. They just have archived emails.
Chairman James Comer, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us. And next time, please, could you not send over one of your shirts to just lay here on the desk? Because, woof.
It's good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, John.
Is it really, though? God damn. Can you imagine going on the news and wasting people's time that wantonly? I swear to Jesus, you guys know that I got a chip on my shoulder about that, because when that whole email came up, the Petro Poroshenko one, we looked into it. I was doing live on the fucking show, as often happens. I was like, okay, let's see that email. Let's give it a read. Let's look at it. And we looked at the date of the email, and it was literally the 3 days. It was the Friday email before the weekend, where Biden would have a day off on Monday, and it had attached to it and one line about, we need to prep you for your call with Petro Poroshenko. Also, here's your schedule for the week. And it was attached. It was an attachment document. And it was CC'd to Hunter because, he's his eldest son and he was arranging family shit. And he doesn't have to CC Jill because she's right fucking there. And it was literally about Bo's death. It was the 1 year anniversary. And we did that live on the air. I looked up that date and I was like, you motherfuckers. Guy dies of brain cancer 1 year before. And the schedule that the family's going to get together, including Hunter and his kids, CC's him on that. Not the prep documents, not the fact that he's calling Petro Poroshenko. Who gives a rat fuck? He called him on the regular. Ukraine was his beat. Again, show me the other emails where every time there was a call with Ukraine, Hunter was. You have those emails. You have years of them. So show me where he was CC'd on any of these. That, like, every time Biden called about Ukraine, he was talking to Hunter. Knock yourself the fuck out. You have one. They have one email. And if you find another one that's because Easter or fucking Christmas, eat shit. But the one that they have has the family schedule for the 1 year anniversary of Bo's death. And includes the vice president's schedule for that time. God damn, what a piece of shit. Comer, you fucking suck. Just gross. So I think our takeaways for today is that Jim Jordan is far more guilty and more disgusting than George Santos could ever hope to be. George Santos, his bullshit is adorable compared to how fucked up and disgusting Jim Jordan is. And James Comer is a fucking ghoul. He is a gargoyle in the churchyard looking down on the fucking grave of Beau Biden. Fuck him. Other than that, I have no opinion. Love you guys. And I will see you tomorrow. It's Thursday, so I'll be an hour later because I have family FaceTime, which is part of a great thing. And luckily, my kid's feeling better, which is lovely. We all kind of are. We're all healing. Hey, look at the shoulder mobility this cat's got. Look at that. Come on now. Know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Told you I'd heal myself. Motherfuckers, come on now. Let's do this. So many of you were concerned and some of you were very right and like see a chiropractor, all that kind of stuff, which I did. Ultimately, it was a matter of like time and ease and healing and exercise and posture and focus and calmness, and that worked through. And I appreciate all the care during that portion of it. I'm still, still in it a little bit, but not anywhere near where I couldn't fucking sleep and I was literally losing my fucking mind. That said, I appreciate all the caring words over time, and everybody, when people jump in and they're like, you should do this and you should do that. Some people get annoyed when people do that. And let me tell you something. If I don't take somebody's advice that they put forward about, if I get the sniffles or a backache or something like that, it's not because I don't appreciate the advice, just because I'm going a different way. But I want to know that just the fact that some of you kicked in and were like, we want, try this. Have you tried this? Have you tried this? I fucking love you for that. Thank you. Even if I did something else, because it's, I know my body and there's a other myriad of things or whatever, or I may have already tried that and I moved on to something else. The fact that you actually just piped in and said, maybe this was lovely. I mean that, and honestly, I love you guys for that. It's part of how like personal the connection here has become, and it just means a lot. I just need you to know that, because it's fucking lovely. And I don't take it for granted, even in the times when I was previously in so much pain. I was like, I hope I can get through the show without losing my fucking mind. And I did manage to. I by the way, one of these days I'll write a book and you'll go, God damn, dude, I had no idea you were so charming during that. I was like, I know. It's my gig. It's what I do. But I genuinely mean that. I want to thank you guys in the chat room for for everything. When even the people who are like, if you tried weed, like I'm not going to, and you keep trying and whatever, I'm not going to do it. But I get it that you're trying to help. I get it. I appreciate it. Just because I say no to somebody's advice or whatever does not mean I don't appreciate the advice. Does that make sense? I feel the same way about advice that I feel about music. I don't have to like what you like to love that you love it. And I know you mean well and I appreciate it. So now that I'm on the other side of it, especially, I can really like make that abundantly clear. Yeah. So appreciate it, you guys. Thank you so much. Thanks everybody for the super chats. Thanks to our patrons. Today's the day when I'm able to take care of things around here and help build the show because of our patrons, because it's the first of the month and I appreciate it and I love you guys for that. Patreon.com/HalSparks if you want to support the show, or super chats, or the Venmo helps. Take the 666 challenge if you want. Send $6.66 to the Venmo so that we can, our next thing after we've got the computer, I'm working on it. It's been making progress, very exciting. But at the same time, we're going to buy 666 Fifth Avenue, and with your help, God damn it, we're going to do it one day. I know it. I know it somehow. Figure it out. Anyways, love you guys. Take care of yourself and take care of somebody else. And take care of the kidney. If you know what I mean.